I'd like to say good evening to everyone. If everyone would rise and stand, we will have our pledge of allegiance on the invocation. Assistant Manager Joe Price. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing.
Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful rain, God. Please continue to protect us and our community in all our ways, our property, life, and values. Thank you, God, for all that you do. Please help guide these elected officials to make the best decision for this community and for the bodies in it. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, we'll have questions and comments from the citizens. If anyone would like to say something. See none, we'll move along. This time, it's a time for the election items and administer the oath for the office and the newly elected officers. Ms. Stella.
If Councilmember Dixon and Uli would join me voting. If you will raise your right hand. Raise your right hand, not your left hand, and insert your name. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of City Council Member of the City of Borger, the State of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God. And if I can get your signatures. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you.
First, I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for giving us another year. And now we'll, our next item is elect the mayor for the election year 2019-2020. Yes, if everyone mark their ballot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Unanimous decision, Marvin Dixon.
Thank you. Get another hug? Okay, thanks. Next, appoint the mayor pro tem for the election of 2019-2020.
Nomination?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was me.
Felker.
Ms. Felker?
She got her hands down. Let's move on.
Yeah, Ms. Felker? We gotta have a
did only
vote.
get to do my first job.
We gotta have a motion, a vote. Who all in favor of Ms. Felker? Unanimous, congratulations. Get a hug later. Next item, approve the consent items for our regular meeting for April 16, 2019.
I'll make the motion we approve consent items 1 through 3.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? And our next item, consider and take appropriate action for resolution R-008-19 in support of the Keep Texas Beautiful Incorporation organization in Borger and take establishment of the Make Borger Beautiful Committee. Mr. Sheffield.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, staff, and congratulations, Bubba and Mayor Bubba and Karen. Looking forward to working with y'all for another year. So, cool. Since the formation of the Make Borger Beautiful Committee by the City Council several months ago, we've actually been looking at some things that we can do not only through in the city, but by taking on some affiliations with some groups that would allow for the Make Borger Beautiful Committee and our community to share in some of the awards and things that come out through their affiliation. We got to looking in the city of Borger used to be an affiliate of the Keep Texas Beautiful organization. However, through the years, it sort of lapsed, and we haven't done much with it. So we as a committee would like to start back up and be an affiliate with Keep Texas Borger, or Keep Texas Beautiful. Some of the things that KTB belong or say are that they're a grassroots organization whose mission is to educate and engage Texans to take care of their property. And one of the big things that they preach and that they push is for individuals to take responsibility of not only their property but other communities. So by doing that, they have webinars, they have information that we can obtain by being an affiliate that will help us to be able to go to the community citizens and make sure that they understand what we're after and what we're trying to do. One of the other things is through the affiliation is you can get recognition opportunities through it. One of them is the Governor's Community Achievement Award, and if you're able to apply for that and you've exceeded those goals, there's a good chance that you can get grants. And one of the grants totals up to $167,000, which can be used for landscaping purposes within your community. And so we're really excited about that. So to become an affiliate through KTB, you've got to do certain things, and one of them is to either create bylaws, an organizational guideline, or get a resolution by the city council recognizing the committee as a true committee to where we can file for our affiliation. There's some other things like a mission statement, which we've done. We've already done our comprehensive plan. We've got everything pretty much ready to go other than a resolution and create a budget. And we didn't want to do that until we knew we had a resolution. So that's what we're here for today, is to request y'all pass a resolution recognizing us as a committee to the city council. Any questions?
Thank you.
No, thank y'all.
Thanks, Jesse.
If no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve resolution R-008-19 to recognize and establish the Make Borger Beautiful Committee as being an official committee and hereby endorse the participation with Keep Texas Beautiful Incorporated.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carried. At this time, we'll conduct a public hearing and take appropriate action for specific use of the permit request for Edward Dubois for the coin-operated machine business at 601 North Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Dawood,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Godwell.
he is here. This is a specific use permit for a coin-operated machine. This has already gone through the Planning and Zoning Commission, and per our Code of Ordinances, Mr. Edouard is here to speak on his behalf, as well as anybody else that has any pertaining comments.
Good evening, guys. Well, it's a coin-operated machine. Trying to do a new business in this town. As I spoke the other time, and I said, I've been living in Boulder almost for the past 4 years. I've been buying houses. I've been doing business, so this is my first time I'll do this kind of business. And I know everybody will be wondering about this kind of business. Everybody thinking it's illegal. I mean, any business, it has legal and illegal way on it. So the way I'm trying to do business, as Mr. Joe knows me for the longest time, I mean, since I've been in Boulder at least, I'm trying to do everything the legal way, you know? So all what I'm asking, give me the opportunity to do the business, and then we'll move on from this point, you know?
Not advocating for or against this, but Mr. Dawood has, been very communicative with staff and visited with us about the rules, regulations, and such. So he is looking at a place over at 601
North Florida.
North Florida.
Florida, right by Mr. Mars's establishment across the street. At that spot, and right now it meets the 300. It's 5 feet more. It's 305 from that church on 6th. And so everything seems to be in order in regards to those so far. But he'll still have some things to go through once, if y'all do approve the permit. So, but he has been very, very good at communicating back and forth, and has tried to understand everything and make sure he understands the process. So we've talked probably 10 to 15 times.
And it's not open right now? I
No,
know there's a
ma'am,
lot of cars
not
there.
that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, man, it's
Do
good.
you, are you in any affiliation to the little ice cream or
Oh, is that what it
the,
is?
the Mexican little place that's right there beside that?
If I'm what? I'm sorry.
The little ice, fruit stand, the little building that's right next to that.
I will be the building on the other side, and
I don't think he's
north side.
affiliated with
Okay, so you're not part of that?
No, sir, no.
Okay.
It's a
I was gonna
building
say,
by
they got some
itself.
good stuff. but-
Oh, that's why they're all
That's
cars
good
there.
food, man. That's
I
good
didn't
fruit.
notice that. And so all the registration with the state and with
He'll
the
have to do
city
all
will
that,
all be
yes.
done,
Yeah.
and there'll be regular
Yes. All-
inspections
all-
and,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we didn't want him, we didn't want him to get into a lease and then be denied, because
right.
that
makes
wouldn't be
sense.
right. And so, in order to get the lease, he needs to go through the process and the rest of it to.
Yeah, you're aware that this council's, within the last year, passed a pretty prescriptive ordinance about
Yes, sir.
if you don't do it right, you're gonna get in trouble quick.
Trust me.
So
Yes.
you're going in with your eyes wide open.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
sir.
Time we'll open up a public hearing. Does anyone else have anything? If not, if no action taken, I'll close this and then I'll, now we'll entertain a motion. Item B.
I move we approve a request for a special use permit for 8-liner business to be located at 601 North Florida, a commercial zone area.
Second.
A motion and a second? All in favor? Congratulations. Item 3, consider and take appropriate action on an annual report and a proposed tourism contract for the Tri-City Community Concert Association and the Friends of Hutchinson County Historical Museum. Ms. Flanders.
Mayor, council members, staff, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I did present what we have expended during this past concert season, and if you have any questions about that, I'd be glad to answer them. And then I've passed out brochures to all the council members about what our season's going to be next year, and we would like to really encourage you to join. When you join Tri-City, then you can go on your ticket to Pampa and to Plainview concerts, and just walk in and show them your ticket, and you're admitted. Ms. Velker asked me about why Borger doesn't have the Beach Boys next year, and that's because Pampa and Borger always confer so that we don't have the same concerts, because a lot of people do go back and forth, so we want to give them some more choices. And one of the things that we're currently working on is to get our website back in business. We're not sure what happened to it, but it disappeared in cyberspace around the first of the year. So we've hired a young lady that works at Frank Phillips College that's been recommended to us as a web designer, and she hopes to have that up and running in about a month. There any other questions about Tri-City?
Just appreciate everything you do, or you guys do. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. And then on the Friends of the Hutchinson County Historical Museum, we've had a busy year. Some of you are probably aware that we have had 2 new staff members come on board. Lynn Hopkins, longtime administrative assistant, retired at the end of 2017 or 2018. So we now have a new administrative assistant and also a new registrar, and those 2 ladies are really working hard. They're young, they have a lot of enthusiasm, they're coming up with some great ideas, and Mr. Loftus can testify to the fact that we had a great program in February, lots of good food, lots of entertainment, and we're hoping to move forward and continue to have an event every couple of months. Anybody have any questions about that? Like to invite you all to our Night at the Museum program that's going to take place the 2nd Saturday in June. We're working with the Hutchinson County Library. Want to include all their summer reading participants in that, and we think it'll be a fun evening for people that attend. Anybody else in the audience wants these, I'll be glad to hand them out.
Thank you.
Council, just for your information, I've included 2 contracts in there. One of them's a marked up version that shows the changes from the existing contract, and basically all it is the change in dates. We pay 10% of our tourism fund to Tri-City Concert Association, and also 10% to Friends of Hutchinson County Historical Museum. So, and then the other document in there is just the unmarked version of the completed contract that you'll be asked to approve.
Any question, comments? Nothing. Entertain a motion.
I move that the fiscal year 2018-2019 annual report and the fiscal year 2019-2020 tourism agreement between the Tri-City Community Concert Association and the City of Borger be approved as submitted. And do I do them both?
You can do both.
Okay. I move that the fiscal year 2018-2019 annual report and the fiscal year 2019-2020 tourism agreement between the Friends of the Hutchinson County Historical Museum and the City of Borger be approved as submitted.
Second.
Museum committee.
You want to abstain from the
Yes.
museum? Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
we should
You're
have
okay
done
on the
separate.
Tri-City Concert?
Yes,
Or-
yes, just the
You
museum.
note that.
Duly noted. At this time, I'll entertain a motion, sir.
Vote, you mean?
I'm in the vote. I'm talking about the motion. Vote.
I'm voting
favor?
for A,
And then abstain on the other one.
abstain on B.
Sorry, I should have done separate. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Thank you.
We will adapt and overcome.
Yes, yes. Item 5, consider and take appropriate action on resolution R-010-9, author.
Four. We need to do four.
Oh, I'm
Item
sorry.
4.
Jason up on both of them, so just that. 4, consider and take appropriate action on resolution R-009-19, authorizing the support and the submission of a hazardous mitigation grant application for the outdoor warning sirens to be submitted by Hudson County.
How ironic.
I know, and it went
that
off.
We're discussing this today.
I
Yes,
know,
yes.
really.
This was not planned.
You better hurry and get it in.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna strike while the iron's hot. So as a result of last year's wildfire, the Harbor Bay Fire outside of Fritch in April 2018, Hudson County, Gray County, and there were, I believe, 4 other jurisdictions in the state not directly involved with that fire, were basically through a fire management assistance grant. We were able to recover actual cost incurred involved with our response to assist with that fire. As a bonus, and they don't do this very often, FEMA actually awarded a post-FMAG grant to the tune of $2.2 million amongst those 6 jurisdictions that were affected by disasters during that time frame in the state. What we're requesting with this resolution is for an opportunity, this is a 75-25 match on the application. We're requesting to finish upgrading our siren system and try to get this funded at 25% of that cost. So to us, it was money that we intended to spend over a couple of years, and now we have opportunity to do it sooner with less money of the taxpayers' dollars involved to complete this project. So the grant total for Borger, now real quick, this is a cooperative grant application. Borger, Fritch, Danette, Hudson County are all co-applying. We're all applying for siren projects. The city of Borger share, we needed 5 sirens to finish our project, and so we're requesting basically your support and authorization to pursue this. Our share would be about $136,000. 25%, roughly $34,000, somewhere in that general area. That would be the city's match for that. So,
Which is better than spending 70 that was budgeted for.
this is true, and in all fairness, this is very competitive, and there are a lot of stipulations as you would involve with FEMA being involved. There's some requirements that we're collectively trying to push to invoke some change. Sirens fall under what's called the 5% initiative. So out of that $2.2 million, only 5% of those available funds are for sirens. They won't let you buy equipment. They won't let you buy fire trucks. There's a lot of things they won't let you buy.
So does that mean those other counties might
The other
get the
counties
grant
are
instead
also
of us?
applying for their portion, but in all honesty, with the restrictions that they have, I think there'll actually be some surplus funds left over in this. They have 3 different projects. You can apply for grant under initiatives, planning, which actually is our next item, and then projects. And projects would be like property acquisition or things like that pertaining to flood mitigation. It doesn't necessarily have to be fire related. For these tornado sirens, we do intend to use those for wildfires, hazardous materials, tornadoes, those type of events. So anyway, just kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of the rundown. It is going to be an uphill battle. We may only get partially funded, but we'll take what we can get.
Yes.
Anything is gonna help.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we've got 5 more to do. Sirens, those are about 25,000 apiece, so $125,000 worth of work. Technically with this, we would only have to pay $32,000 for those 5 sirens. So a fifth of the cost if we got it.
And if we get it, it's not gonna be, like I said, it's, the whole county would be involved in the whole thing, so it would be us funding our 5 sirens. like we were initially looking at doing, the whole county's gonna end up getting, like I said, Stinnett, Bridgeton County.
Ideally, the initial grant application involves 20 sirens countywide, Borgers being, 5 earmarked for Borger, 3, I believe, for Fritch, 3 for Stinnett, and then the others spread out through populated jurisdictions in the unincorporated area. So that was the plan, that's the intent. We've got PRPCs helping support and push this, and we're trying to put some pressure on FEMA to make this happen. Move this out of initiatives and move it into projects. It's a long shot, but it's a worthy fight. And the state TDEM is supporting us on this also. So if it does come back a partial funding, and they say they're only going to give us 6 countywide, we have to draw some straws, honestly. I'm not sure what we'll do at that point in time, but still, we'll take 6. Still part of the community, so.
Whatever we get on these, if we get something, the sirens that we're going for are gonna try and do a countywide like we've got now, that can be controlled from our main headquarters here, as well as wirelessly, remotely.
In a perfect world, if the whole thing was funded, we would actually have another encoder here in the city of Borger, encoder for, which sends out the alert tones to the sirens. We'd have another one here at the city of Borger, whether it be at dispatch or an offsite EOC. Fritch would have one to activate just theirs, Stinnett for theirs, Hudson County, and Borger and Hudson County would be able to not only activate our own sirens, but Big Brother and help out Fritch if they're committed. We would be able to activate their sirens on their behalf. And these are smart systems. You can sound one siren, all sirens. Today would have been a great example if we could have activated the sirens just on the north side of town, since that's where the weather threat was. But we're not there yet. We're making progress, but we're not there yet. So.
The encoder device that Jason mentioned, y'all may recall the Dallas sirens going off. Basically, those sirens were hacked. These encoders send in a certain tone that, to prevent that kind of thing for people that have too much free time and hack into siren systems and set them off.
I thought it was funny. That's all I've got on this. Unless y'all have any other questions on the siren project?
A little more detail on what Jason was talking about with FEMA. The 3 breakdowns, that is a FEMA policy, not a rule or regulation. And so there is some give in there possibly. And so that's kind of what our hope is on, is that they will see this application, as Jason has mentioned, as an exception, to that.
You're gonna start it on the next item, but I'll go ahead and we can just do both of them at once. Item 5 is consider and take appropriate action on resolution R-010-19 authorizing the submission of the hazard mitigation grant application by the city of Borger for a Borger master drainage plan and stormwater planning.
So along the same application, we're not obligated to submit for just one application. We can submit for multiple. This master drainage plan falls under the 7% planning aspect of it, which I believe that caps out at roughly $222,000. What our hope is, also on the heels of some pretty good rain, although we didn't get the 3.5 inches they got in Fritch tonight, luckily. However, had we received that 3.5 inch, I probably would not be here right now. I would probably still be committed. So, Borger does not have a master drainage plan. We know where we flood. We know a lot of just common sense and street, knowledge. We have done some phase studies on various flood-prone areas, but a master drainage plan for the entire city is something that we could use for future planning, risk reduction, hazard mitigation for, floods. We've been talking with some of the engineers and trying to come up with some plans on if we were awarded this particular fund, how we could best take advantage of that and, like I said, expand on our documentation for where these flood-prone areas are. And more importantly, what we need to do afterwards to take care of those, whether it's more drainages, culverts. Again, that one, we're still waiting on getting some firm numbers back from the engineers. We know what the maximum is that we're allowed to, and we're pretty sure that we could definitely take advantage of every bit of that, whether it comes to the engineering studies and or even maybe including some GIS mapping of the underground stormwater systems. That our share would be roughly $44,500 if approved. Again, that's 25% of what we believe the total project cost might be on this.
This grant is just City of Boulder, right?
This is just the city, yes. It does encompass some of the ETJ and areas upstream, downstream. You know, we have to study that on where the water flows coming from, you know, out on the pasture land and stuff. So.
Thank you. Any questions, comments, anything? If not, we'll
Thank you, Jason.
we'll entertain a motion on 4 and 5.
I move to approve Resolution R-009-19, authorizing the support and the submission of a hazard mitigation grant application for outdoor warning sirens to be submitted by Hutchinson County. And I move to approve Resolution R-010-19, authorizing the submission of a hazard mitigation grant application for a Borger Master Drainage Plan and storm water planning activities.
Second.
A motion seconds. All approved? Motion passed. Item 6, consider and take appropriate action to introduce O-004-19, establishing standards in the care of the youth program, and to schedule a public hearing. Is it still gonna be May the 1st or June?
May.
Okay. Okay, a hearing for May the 21st, 2019 at 1:30 p.m. Mr. Spradlin.
So this mainly has to do with our Park Rec Summer Program. It is a youth program for younger children, actually aged 1st through 8th grade. State law does require that those programs, that we adopt an ordinance establishing standards of care. If that gets us exempted from the healthcare, the licensing requirements like a child care provider. These things are things that we've done for many, many years, and the standards of care have been met. We just have never officially adopted them in ordinance form. So this will take care of that state requirement. The standards have been placed. We've made a nice little booklet. We have to give every participant's parents a booklet, and it's also available on our website now. So this pretty much just ties up those things as we get ready for the Park Rec Summer Program that starts in June.
You might also mention we'll have to renew this ordinance. This ordinance sunsets annually, so it'll have to be renewed on an annual basis.
Each year, the recreation director will give you a report on the youth programs, and then you, in theory, just like every child care provider has to have their permit renewed every year and be inspected, this is how you keep up with that, so that the council has to review the standards of care and make sure that staff and the programs are meeting anything that you might think needs changed each year. You know, that can be, you know, who knows what first aid training might look like in 5 years, or what vehicles might look like, or transportation, things like that. And the public hearing is required. That's so that the parents or anybody that's concerned with the standards of care can voice their concerns.
Any questions, any comments? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
I move to introduce on first reading ordinance 0-004-19, creating division of Article 1.06 of the Border Code of Ordinances, establishing standards of care for youth programs and setting a public hearing for the same on May 21st, 2019 at 1:30 p.m.
Second.
A motion and second, all in favor? Motion passed. At this time, we're going to our executive session in compliance with Chapter 551 Texas Government Code Open Meeting Law. The council will retire into executive session and relative to Section 551074 and to to discuss appointment of Mr. Anderson to the position of the Public Works Director. This time, so we'll right, we've returned from our executive session. And we'll discuss and appoint Mr. Jason Anderson as position of Public Works Director, and I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the city manager appoint Mr. Jason Anderson as the Director of Public Works be confirmed.
Second.
Got a motion and a second? All in favor? Motion passed. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Last, consider and take the appropriate action to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion, second. All in favor? Pass. Thank you.
Second.